Hello everybody, Cuzzer88 here, and welcome back to another 5-minute redstone tutorial video. Today we're going to be covering different smelter systems, and we're going to be starting off with this super simple one behind me. It's so simple in fact that we're not going to do a full tutorial on this. I'm just going to show you the key components. So as you can see, I've got a double chest. At the back here I've got two individual hoppers, both going into the back of the chest. Furnace is sat on top, another couple of hoppers behind, chest sat on top, and then two hoppers going into these with another double chest on top. So that chest on top is all the raw materials. So that can be iron, copper, all those kind of ores. The back is the fuel source, and then at the bottom there, that is all the products being in the out there. And you can see I'm already cooking some stuff up. And if I was to just throw any old stuff in here, it would all start filtering down, and it would just sit in the hoppers, waiting until it's ready to go through into the furnaces. And because it's so simple and it uses so few items, this is easy to pack down, put in your personal inventory, go on a big mining session, and then you can set this up down in your mine shaft. You can bring all your ores back and have them smelted while you're awake. And for many people this is about as complicated as you need to get, because it is tileable. You can make it look pretty, you can make it look nice, but I'm going to show you a system now that's a little bit quicker than that, and we'll do a bit of a proper build tutorial on it. This next design is a lot more automated, however it does require a lot more resources, but it is faster and it is well worth it in my opinion, and it is a design I have used a lot of times in the past. You can make it as long as you want, but for this, just for simplicity, I'm going to make it 6 furnaces wide. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to place a double chest, and that is going to be your output chest. So all of your cooked up resources are going to go into that chest. And again, you can make this into a resource silo that goes down into the ground, or however you want to do it, how much storage you want to do. But first things first, you start with just a single double chest. Next I'm going to do my hopper run then, and you're going to do that for however many furnaces you're planning on using. How many I just chucked there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So it's going to be a 6 furnace array. And you just place your furnaces on top like so. Okay, next we're going to do the fuel delivery system. So at the back of the furnaces, we're going to place our 6 hoppers going into the back of the furnaces. Next, I'm going to place some building blocks at the end of the hopper chain. You want to build a couple of plain blocks like that, and then that'll be your stopper block. This is because you need to have the cart going a little bit, because otherwise it won't pull items in. It will skip the first and the last hopper in your chain. So you need to have 2 blocks going there, and then that will be your stopper end there. And you can use any building blocks you want. You can make these quite pretty. I've used these as like central designs in my bases in the past, just to sort of give a nice feature wall. And then you only need 2 power rails at either end, and then we're just going to go over the top of the rest of these with normal rails and place a lever at either end like so. And then that enables me, I usually leave one on at all times, and then the other one is how I control when to send my minecart. And then all I simply do is I place my minecart chest, place some coal inside it, and off it goes. And there we go, that should be all my furnaces filling up with fuel. Simple. And then when I want that to stop because it's annoying me, or want to add more fuel, I just pull the lever and I can add more fuel into it. Next we're going to do the raw materials in. So again, it's just placing the hoppers along the top. Another 2 building blocks in front. Again, making sure that you do the 2 either side, so that the first and the last hoppers actually get things in them. So you should have something that looks like that. Place our powered rail at either end, and then normal rails all the way across the middle. Lever at either end, so for this time you want to place it on the top block here, otherwise you'll accidentally be turning these rails and off down there. And again, you just place your hopper minecart on, place the resources inside it like so, and then send it on its way. And that is an automatic furnace array. And you can make these even more complex by having automatic ways of these filling up. You can see all of our goodies are going into here, and these now become XP kind of traps. So if you was ever stuck for XP, you can come along, break the hopper, you get the XP from the furnace, replace the hopper, and then it's almost like an XP storage system as well. And yeah, so as you can see, these are my favorite designs. They're absolutely fantastic. They're quite quick and easy to put together, and they look fantastic. But I'm going to now show you an even bigger, even better version of this. Ta-da! Look at this beast. So you can see straight away there's quite a few similar concepts. It's all using furnaces in an array with hoppers over the top to introduce ores into the system, and hoppers at the back to introduce the fuel, with minecarts supplying the resources, and then underneath it's got hopper minecarts collecting all of the goodies. The only difference is there's a bit of clever redstone here that turns these tracks off to make sure that these hopper minecarts completely unload, and then there's a bit of clever redstone up here as well that does a similar concept that turns the carts rail off so they stop there and take a full load. Now there are smarter ways of doing this. As you can see, what I've gone with is minecarts supplying the whole system. The biggest problem with these kind of systems is getting them balanced. So what quite often happens is people will build the fuel in on one side and the ores in on the other side, but what that tends to do is it means that this half all fills with ores and this half all fills with fuel, and none of the furnaces fire because this lot has no fuel and this lot has no ores. Or the other thing that they do is that they put both the supply in for ores and the supply in for fuel at this end. Then all that happens is that only 4 or 5 of the furnaces fuel up and fill up, and then the end furnaces are left empty. So the biggest problem to solve with these kind of big industrial smelter systems is balancing the system. And although I know other big redstoners like Mumbo Jumbo and Tangotech have come up with clever solutions, this, you know, for us mere redstone mortals, this is the easiest solution that I've found. And I'll give you a quick demonstration of it now. So if I chuck all of the fuel in there, all of the iron in there, you can see that has detected that there is items flowing through the hopper, and so it has turned off the powered rail for that minecart, and that minecart is now filling up. And as you see there, as soon as it is finished doing that, you'll see that items will stop flowing through the hopper, so the comparator will stop firing, the redstone torch will come back on, and the power rail will come on. And then now all of these are doing, they're following their little loop, going all the way around. That one's the fuel one we're watching right now. Then that'll come back round, and then it will go back onto its loop there, back up. Obviously the power rail's still on, so it just comes back down. But if you look underneath, you can see that all of my furnaces are firing. They are all working because the system is actually balanced. The system is getting an equal amount of fuel and an equal amount of ores. And then down here, I've just got a simple hopper chain. You could do this in a million different ways. You could do it with water streams and all that sort of thing. I've just done it with a hopper chain because it's not a very big furnace in the grand scheme of things. Placed a composter on top of each open hopper. Apparently it's supposed to help with server lag, and it also stops any nasties accidentally dropping into the open hopper and getting used, particularly when constructing. And then yeah, everything just flows along into this chest, and you can see I'm getting all of my iron ores in that chest. So some pros and cons then. Obviously this is going to smelt things very, very, very fast. Okay, it's going to kick out a lot of items very quickly. However, it does take a lot of resources to get set up, and they're not exactly the prettiest of things. You have to be quite into your redstone to have this kind of thing as a feature in your base. Whereas you can see the simple travel one is quite easy to make look quite pretty, even with just some basic resources. And this one is really easy to make sort of a feature wall out of. If any of you follow my Simple Survival series, you'll have seen that in my storage area, I've made a whole feature wall out of a double bank system of this exact furnace array. Hopefully you've enjoyed this tutorial and you've found some of the concepts taught in it useful. If you wanted to see more detail on how to make the track start and stop to load a hopper minecart, have a look at this video here in the top left. Or if you're quite taken by this dirt hut that I'm standing on right now and you want to know how to build it for yourself, take a look at my build tutorial up in the top right. Until next time, love you, miss you, bye.